You take all the risk, the government takes their cut, and Wall Street gets their share. And does that sound fair to you? The wealthy do not rely on 401ks. They build tax-free income using life insurance strategies that protect their money from market losses and from Uncle Sam. Real retirement is not about age, it's about cash flow and it's about control. So while middle-class America is waiting to 65, the wealthy are already pulling out tax-free income from their policies in their 40s. This is not about luck, it's about literacy.
Welcome to the Common Sense Philosophy channel. Today's title on this video is 401k or how they play. 401k or just how they play. They play too much. This is getting ridiculous. I was just talking to some people about this 401k plan, and I'm a little disturbed by it, because as time passed, these things are becoming even more important to me because of my life and all my friends around me, and we're all around the same age. And this is getting even more serious to us. And we are maybe, in a better financial place than most, but still the fact of it all, this is crazy because I can see already as we were speaking that we may have to help some people, and you think you might help a couple people. No, we're talking about a massive amount of people that you care about. You might have to kick in because their 401k is messed up or their whole setup financial situation is just not up to par. It's not what it's supposed to be. And I know what it is because of our culture. We don't want to talk about money. You gotta be very careful talking about politics, anything questioning religion, and definitely don't want to talk about no money. Unless you're giving your money away, then that's different. But any conversation about money can turn to a problem fast, especially getting into people's business. So I understand that. But that's put us at a disadvantage in the culture because how do you supposed to make sure people are okay if you can't talk about money? You can't, everybody's real silent when it comes to certain things. And I understand why, because nobody wants anyone to take advantage of them or that want to try to rob them or anything in that level or that mind state of, people not having it and they want to take it from you. But in that thought process, you start to understand that we have to start talking about finances, the whole structure of money, not just money itself, but finances, to understand this 401k, what it represents, how does it break down, how does it help, the taxes. So many people don't understand that they will be taxed on certain levels. They're like, no, there's no tax on here, but it's actually over here. There's so much to it. So they just miss the whole point. And you're trying to no, that's not how it works. But it's 3 levels to what people do in their denial. Number 1, they don't understand, right? So they're just ignorant. So that's the first one. Hopefully you can get through that. Number 2 is that they're lying to their self more than they're lying to others. Number 2 is they're lying to their self more than they're lying to others. So they're sitting there acting like they know what's going on, but they're lying to themselves. They don't know what's going on, and they're scared to ask for information or receive it because they don't want you to think they're ignorant on this point. Number 3 is just being offended because number 1 is not understanding. Number 2 is lying to themselves more than others. And number 3, they're just offended. So they're offended that they don't know. So now you're in a full-blown argument and all you're trying to do is help them with their finances. You're like, why are we arguing when all I'm trying to do is help you? So they'll tell you, they'll be like, you're a genius. You got your finances together. You're like, great. Well, I like to help you. And all of a sudden the genius go out the door or the window once you ask them, how can you help them? not you asking them for any money or anything like that. Just want to set their system up, their structure up in the system like your structure is set up in the system. So it's very interesting when you pay attention to these type of things. But, you know, talk to people about their Social Security, talk to people about their 401k, teach them if they're willing to listen. And that's all you can do. But thanks for coming by the Common Sense Philosophy channel. Like I said, this one was called Social. I did the social earlier, and today I'm talking about the 401k, or this is how they play. So, hey, like and subscribe on your way out. Thank you.
You work for 40 years just so that you can retire on just 40% of your income. They tell you that a 401k is the smart way to retire, but what they don't tell you is how much you're going to lose in taxes and fees and market losses. You take all the risk, the government takes their cut, and Wall Street gets their share. And does that sound fair to you? The wealthy do not rely on 401ks. They build tax-free income using life insurance strategies that protect their money from market losses and from Uncle Sam. Real retirement is not about age, it's about cash flow and it's about control. So while middle-class America is waiting to 65, the wealthy are already pulling out tax-free income from their policies in their 40s. This is not about luck, it's about literacy.
Work 20, 30 years and you're going to put your money in this 401k is a trap, all right? Because at 59 and a half, you're going to get taxed on that money. So let's just do some math, right? Let's say you work 20 years, you've been putting money into this 401k consistently, and you got $200,000 at 59 and a half. Now you're going to pay taxes on the growth of the money. So let's just say you had a 25% tax bracket. What's 25% of 200,000? So that's $50,000 that's going immediate, right out the gate. Then you're talking about 20 years, inflation, cost of living. You're really walking away with $100,000. So when you really look at it, you pretty much traded your time and worked for free for about 10, 15 years. That don't make sense. When I actually quit my job at Pepsi, I pulled that money out of my 401k. Yes, I paid penalties and there was some taxes I had to pay on it, but I was okay with losing a little bit of money on the front end because I knew that I could make way more money over 20 years, me controlling and investing versus leaving it in this vehicle. So the vehicle that I just said earlier, I utilized insurance. So I took the money out of my 401k and I put it into insurance, and then I went and borrowed against my insurance to go buy a 6-unit apartment building, and I paid $110,000 for that apartment building. I still have it today. It's worth $575,000. So if I would have left that money in my 401k, I wouldn't be making the money off that one building.
We be chillin'.